Mafdet, one of the lesser-known deities in the ancient Egyptian pantheon, holds a significant place in the mythology and religious practices of ancient Egypt. Known as the goddess of justice and protection against dangerous creatures, Mafdet is often depicted as a woman with the head of a lioness, cheetah, or other feline, emphasizing her fierce and protective nature. This text delves into the various aspects of Mafdet's worship, symbolism, myths, and her role in ancient Egyptian society, offering a comprehensive understanding of this formidable goddess. Historical background. Mafdet's origins can be traced back to the early dynastic period of ancient Egypt, around 3000 BCE. She is one of the oldest deities, predating many of the more famous gods and goddesses of the Egyptian pantheon. Mafdet was initially worshipped in the royal court, where she was believed to protect the pharaoh and his household from venomous snakes and scorpions, which were common in the Egyptian landscape. As a deity associated with the pharaohs, Mafdet's role was primarily that of a protector. Her presence was invoked during rituals and ceremonies intended to safeguard the king and his family. Over time, her protective qualities were extended to the general populace, and she became a symbol of justice and retribution, particularly against criminals and evildoers. Mafdet's association with justice and protection likely stems from the Egyptians' observations of the natural world. Felines, known for their agility, speed, and hunting prowess, were seen as natural protectors against harmful creatures. Mafdet's feline form thus embodies the swift and decisive nature of justice, striking down those who threaten the harmony of society. Symbolism and iconography. Mafdet's iconography is rich with symbolic meaning. She is often depicted as a feline-headed woman, sometimes specifically as a lioness, cheetah, or leopard. This feline representation underscores her qualities of agility, strength, and ferocity. In some depictions, she is shown wielding a scepter with a scorpion emblem, symbolizing her power over venomous creatures. One of the most distinctive symbols associated with Mafdet is the Mafdet knife, a ceremonial blade with a curved edge, resembling the claw of a feline. This knife was believed to possess magical properties and was used in rituals to protect against snakes and other dangerous animals. The Mafdet knife also represents the cutting away of evil and the swift execution of justice. In addition to her protective attributes, Mafdet is sometimes depicted with a feather, a symbol of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. This connection highlights Mafdet's role as an enforcer of justice and an upholder of cosmic order. The feather also signifies the lightness and swiftness of her retributive actions. Mafdet's symbolism extends to her association with certain animals. Besides felines, she is linked to mongoose, animals known for their ability to kill snakes. This association reinforces her role as a protector against serpents and other dangerous creatures. In some myths, Mafdet is said to transform into a mongoose to combat threats directly. Myths and legends. The myths surrounding Mafdet, though not as extensive as those of other deities like Osiris or Isis, are nonetheless significant in understanding her role in ancient Egyptian religion. One of the primary legends involves Mafdet's battle against the serpent Apophis, the embodiment of chaos and evil. In this myth, Mafdet aids the sun god Ra in his nightly journey through the underworld, where Apophis attempts to devour the sun and plunge the world into darkness. Mafdet, in her fierce feline form, attacks and repels Apophis, ensuring the sun's rebirth each morning. Another myth involves Mafdet's role in the judgment of the dead. In the Hall of Ma'at, where the deceased's heart is weighed against the feather of truth, Mafdet is believed to stand guard, ready to punish those whose hearts are found wanting. Her presence in this scene underscores her function as a divine enforcer of justice, ensuring that only the righteous are granted passage to the afterlife. Mafdet's protective qualities are also highlighted in various spells and incantations found in ancient Egyptian texts. In the pyramid texts, for example, Mafdet is invoked to protect the pharaoh from venomous creatures in the afterlife. These texts describe her as the Great One of Magic, capable of neutralizing any threat with her powerful claws and teeth. Worship and rituals. The worship of Mafdet was primarily concentrated in the royal courts and temples, where her protective attributes were most valued. However, evidence suggests that she was also venerated by the general populace, particularly those living in areas prone to snake and scorpion infestations. Small shrines and amulets dedicated to Mafdet have been found in various archaeological sites, indicating that her protective power was sought by many. Rituals dedicated to Mafdet often involve the use of the Mafdet knife, which priests would wield while reciting incantations to ward off evil. These rituals were performed not only for personal protection but also during important ceremonies, such as the coronation of a new pharaoh or the construction of a temple. The knife's curved blade, resembling a feline claw, was believed to channel Mafdet's power, cutting away any malevolent forces. In addition to the Mafdet knife, other ritual objects associated with her worship include amulets shaped like feline heads or claws. These amulets were worn by individuals seeking her protection, especially those involved in dangerous professions, such as soldiers or hunters. The amulets were believed to imbue the wearer with Mafdet's strength and agility, providing a safeguard against harm. Festivals dedicated to Mafdet were likely held, though specific details about these events are scarce. Given her role as a protector of the pharaoh and the royal family, it is plausible that these festivals involved grand processions and offerings to ensure the continued safety and prosperity of the kingdom. Participants would have invoked Mafdet's name, calling upon her to guard against threats both seen and unseen. Mafdet's influence in art and literature. Mafdet's influence is evident in various forms of ancient Egyptian art and literature. She appears in numerous tomb paintings and reliefs, often depicted in the company of other protective deities. These artistic representations emphasize her role as a guardian, standing watch over the deceased and ensuring their safe passage to the afterlife. In literature, Mafdet is mentioned in several ancient Egyptian texts, including the pyramid texts and the coffin texts. These texts, which contain spells and incantations for the protection of the dead, frequently invoke Mafdet's power to ward off snakes and other dangerous creatures. Her presence in these texts underscores her importance as a divine protector, capable of safeguarding both the living and the dead. Mafdet's image also appears in various forms of jewelry and personal adornment. Pendants and bracelets featuring her likeness were popular among ancient Egyptians, serving as talismans to invoke her protection. These items were often made from precious metals and stones, indicating the high regard in which Mafdet was held. Conclusion. Mafdet, the ancient Egyptian goddess of justice and protection against dangerous creatures, holds a unique and important place in the pantheon of Egyptian deities. Her fierce and protective nature, symbolized by her feline form, made her a vital guardian against the many threats faced by the ancient Egyptians. From her origins in the royal court to her widespread veneration among the populace, Mafdet's influence is evident in the rituals, art, and literature of ancient Egypt. Her role as an enforcer of justice and protector against evil continues to captivate the imagination, offering a glimpse into the rich and complex spiritual world of the ancient Egyptians. Through her myths, symbols, and worship, Mafdet remains a powerful reminder of the enduring human desire for justice, protection, and the triumph of good over evil.